What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could be here, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army. Ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, I know you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me. And I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got an action-packed show once again, my friends. But before I begin the show, I always like to state my intentions. And my intentions is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transitions and beyond. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. That is what we do. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to you all. We got Dee Dee on the check-in from New Jersey. Welcome, Dee Dee. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You made it, Dee Dee, and everybody else has made it here on Transition Tuesdays. So I salute you. I give you some soul claps. I appreciate you guys joining us each and every Tuesday here on Transition Tuesdays. So thank you so much. And again, when you're checking in, people, I will check in and I will give you a shout out. We'll give you a shout out as well. So let's get started. So in transition news, the presidential inauguration of number 47, which is Mr. Donald J. Trump. Now, a couple of things about the inauguration, if you get a chance to see it. It was moved indoors. This was like the second time, I think, or third time in history that it's been moved in. It was moved indoors because apparently, it was too cold in D.C., so they moved it indoors. And leading up to number 45, during his speeches, he was saying how he saved everybody because, contrary to popular belief, it was cold out there. So he brought the party indoors to the Capital One Arena. So, he had that, he had all that going on in the Capital One Arena. Before that, it was to the Capitol. For the couple of the speeches and to be formally, inducted, as the incoming president. One thing that's really, again, this, man, the internet is undefeated, man. So one thing people have been bringing to our attention is, everybody, when you take that oath, you have your left hand on the Bible, right hand in the air. And this particular gentleman, number 47, didn't do that. So, people are really been commenting on that. So, got through that. Did the inauguration deal in the Capital One Arena, circling around the area type of deal. It was a lot of speeches made by this incoming president. You can say what you like about this president, but again, he says what's on his mind. He has stuff scripted, unscripted. He talked about the prior, organization of the prior administration, with Biden, Kamala Harris. Before they even got a chance to get into the helicopter, he's basically killing them, saying, it was the worst administration in the history of the country. So he went on to say that. We got on the check-in. We got Felicia from The Rock on the check-in joint. What's going on, Felicia? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, that went on. And, a lot of stuff. Elon Musk talk. He had a billionaires row. Man, there, all these people that's going to be a part of his cabinet. So you know what this is. You know what that means, guys. And, it was just a lot of stuff. And, and this president, I tell you, President Trump, number 47, he was busy signing executive orders, too. And here are just a couple of some key executive orders that he signed into law. The first one was pardoning the January 6th participants. They were calling it the J6. I thought this was like, like a space odyssey. I don't know, but he was calling it the J6. So what he did was Trump pardoned over 1,500 individuals involved in the January 6th, 2021 Capitol attacks. He pardoned those people. Okay. Next one, executive order was about the immigration policies. He declared a national emergency at the U.S. border, a Mexican border, and signed orders to resume border wall construction. He also ended birthright citizenship, and he designated drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. So he was able to sign into that. Let's see if anybody else is checking in before we continue on. Okay, and I'll read that from you there, Felicia. So also, he talked about the TikTok ban, in which Trump signed an order on reinforcing the TikTok ban for 75 days. Now remember, we didn't have TikTok for a total of 1 day, in which this president swooped in, got the credit, and saved it. So now it's a ban for 75 days. Stay tuned for that. You got the environmental changes. Now, here's what this president did. He withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement. Okay, so I guess he doesn't agree with climate control, doesn't think that's an issue. And he renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And I don't know if you guys got a chance to see this on it, on social media. Did you guys see when he did name that? Did you guys see, Hillary Clinton was dying laughing. I guess she was like, yeah, really, like that's going to happen. But I digress. And then the last one he did, very important too, government reforms. He said he ordered to reform the federal hiring process and diversity, equality, and inclusion, in other words, known as DEI programs. And he ordered federal workers to be working full time, I guess, to end remote. So, man, that's pretty big. And that was that was in his first day of being the president of the United States. We got on the check-in, Gina on the check-in. What's going on, Gina from North Carolina? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad Gina is here because we're going to talk about her NFL picks that she boldly stated, how her Washington Commanders was going to take care of business. So shout out to you, Gina. Shout out to you, Sister Cuz. So Felicia says, hi, sister-in-law Didi. I was in New York last week. We had to plan lunch this spring when the weather is nicer. Many thanks for supporting Sweet Candy Cafe. Hashtag stay sweet and hashtag family. Absolutely. So yeah, so that's what went down, man, with the inauguration of number 45. So I just want to get your feelings, Transition Army. What are your feelings on the inauguration? What are your feelings on Trump being back in office? Just want to get your feelings on that. For me personally, I guess it's like a wait and see. I know he's hit the ground running. I think starting today, he's hit the ground running about mass deportation. He talked about that. He said that was going to be his job day one, the first hour he was in office. Mass deportation, and also going to be talking about sweeps for getting illegal these illegal immigrants out of the country. So you got to stay tuned and see how that goes. Yeah, but just want to get your feelings on it. Felicia says, I've been working from home since March 2020. I can't imagine being in the office every day. I'm enjoying my home office so much better. Hashtag Fed worker. That's right. Yep, Felicia is a federal worker. And yeah, that'll be a major adjustment. I want to really, remains to be seen how they're going to do that. It's going to be, I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's a big ask. Like I always say, you can't take the toothpaste back. You can't put the toothpaste back out of back in the tube. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to affect federal workers, across the board going back, for 5 days. I mean, it's going to be a tough thing to do. Yep, as Didi says, yeah, like an angry face says, yeah, it's really crazy how they're going to do that. Really, really crazy. So yeah, my thoughts, my feelings on it all, inauguration and everything. Hey, we just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see, just hopefully, there's been a lot of pardons, so maybe you can't go after people. But, this is the president of the United States, the people, the American people voted for this young man. So we just got to wait and see. We got to wait and see. And speaking of waiting and see, and speaking of the inauguration, man, there has been a number of backlash on a number of rappers performing at the pre-inauguration parties, right? So you had Nelly, you had Rick Ross, Yes, Soldier Boy. And you also had Snoop Dogg. They're getting stamped as sellouts. Not selling out concerts here in this case, but being a sellout, I guess, to the black race, for performing at this pre-inauguration party. Man, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I saw Nelly, and Nelly's trying to explain, he honors the the president of the United States, and he would gladly perform if it was anybody, if it was Trump or whoever, he was asked to do it, so he did it. That was his reasoning. Rick Ross, I haven't got a reasoning from him. I'm sure it couldn't have been money wise, Rick Ross got a lot of money, but he performed. Then you got Soldier Boy. I mean, Soldier Boy was really going on a rant and rave and saying how President Obama never called him to perform. Kamala Harris never called him to perform. Never put no money in his pocket, and he says Trump did. He's went as far as telling, President Trump to, and I'd give you the abbreviation to SMD, which is crazy and disrespectful, but I digress on that one. But man, then you got Snoop, which is the surprising one. Snoop got more money than God. So again, could it have been for money? I doubt it. You know what I mean? And again, the internet's undefeated. Internet brought up a clip in 2017 about Snoop saying, like, when Trump was first elected, he was like saying, I want to see who's going to be the first jigaboo to perform, because I'm going to roast you. Then now in 2025, we got Snoop, performing. And again, I don't think it was about money personally. I'm hearing reports that, President Trump pardoned one of his homeboys who used to work at Death Row Records. Death Row Records is now owned by Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? So maybe this might have been a favor for a favor. Hey, look, I'll pardon your boy, but I need you a favor. Maybe, I'm not even asking for money from you, Snoop, but hey, can you perform? It could have been a favor for a favor. I don't know. Snoop is not saying anything, so I guess we got to come to our own conclusions, but, it's really disheartening, and I like to hear these people talk about why they did what they did, especially Snoop. You know what I mean? Before we brandishing people as sellouts or what have you, there has to be a reason why, especially in Snoop's case, why he did it. You know what I mean? So we'll see what the situation is. We got on the check-in. We got the voice of the men's basketball and women's basketball team at Manhattan University. I was going to say Manhattan College. Now it's Manhattan University. We also got the voice. He is also the voice of the men's basketball team at FAM. We got the legendary Uncle Smoothie is in the building. What's going on, Uncle Smoothie? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm glad that you're here, Uncle Smoothie. And I'm glad that Sister Cuss Gina is here, because we're going to talk NFL football coming up shortly, guys. But I wanted to get your feelings on the backlash on these rappers performing at these pre-inauguration parties. What's your feelings on it, guys? How you feeling on it? Should they be receiving backlash? You know what I mean? That maybe they might just consider themselves performers. But what do y'all think? What do you guys think on that? What do you guys think on that? Man. Whew. Yep. I just gotta hear, I gotta really hear from Snoop, from the horse's mouth. Again, we could just speculate. What's going on, but I gotta hear from Snoop, because Snoop keeps it real. You know what I mean? And I think he will come clean with this and tell us why he did it. I can understand why the other guys did it. I mean, especially a guy like Nelly. And speaking of Nelly, and he got a kid. He just had a kid, and I know Ashanti's having another child as well. You know what I mean? He got bills to pay. I think the St. Lunatics were suing him too, all type of stuff. So I get it. But now Nelly is gonna have a residency in Vegas coming up. I think sales of certain people might not be there. Might not be there. Man, Chris says, I'm not a fan of the performing. Yeah, why not, Chris? Why you not a fan of them performing? Why you not a fan of them not performing? Felicia says, hashtag family, hashtag Hall of Famer. We miss you, Chris B. Williams. Stay sweet. Absolutely. As Dee Dee says, she don't care. She don't care about them. You say you don't care about them, Dee Dee, I guess? I'm assuming that. So, yeah. Yeah, man, we just want an explanation, especially from my guy Snoop, man. Again, we just want an explanation from my guy Snoop why people do what they do. Because as they always say, not all money is good money. Just saying. Just saying. So let's transition into this, right? About the upcoming NFL divisional championships. So, in the AFC championship game, you got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Buffalo Bills. And that game is going to be in Kansas City. I think and I predict the Chiefs will win that game, going on to their third straight Super Bowl. I think they will be out. I think it's going to be a close game because every game has been close by the Buffalo Bills. I think, what's the guy's name? Allen, yep. Allen, Josh Allen, for the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. I think be a situation. I think he wrapped up MVP last week. But again, it's not going to be enough. I think the Chiefs are trying to be a historic deal, and I think they'll come about, and I think they'll win that game. Now, in the NFC, and I'm glad I got Gina here, and I got Uncle Smoothie here. We got the Philadelphia Eagles going to be at home versus the Washington Commanders. Again, as Chris says, Eagles, right? So go Eagles. But Smooth, I'm gonna have to rock with my sister cuz Gina here. I think the Washington Commanders will win this game. I think I don't trust the coach of the Eagles, Sirianni, I think it is. I don't trust that guy in a tough spot. I think the Eagles, they got this mojo, they got this aura winning at the quarterback, the young quarterback. Man, and they got Magic Johnson in their side. Again, Magic, you spray that Magic Johnson dust on you, man. You know, it comes up big. The Dodgers just won. You know what I mean? Now he's a part of the stake in the Washington Commanders. I think the Washington Commanders are going to win that game. Smooth says, come on, horse. Yeah, Smooth, man. I'm telling you, I think they're going to win that game. So, Sister Cuz Gina, I'm with you on the bandwagon here. I think they're going to beat the Eagles at home, too. I think they're going to beat them at home as well. Chris says, cut it out. Sorry, Smooth. I just got to go by the optics, man. Just what I see. And I just see the Washington Commanders, man. Again, the Magic Johnson, man. That pixie dust, that winning pixie dust that he sprinkles on organizations. You know, I'm saying, I'm telling you. As Chris says, I don't trust Trump. Yeah, I'm with you, Smooth. And I don't trust your coach Sirianni either. I don't trust him as well. I don't trust that guy. So, again, those are my picks for the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Commanders. We'll get back. We'll have an opportunity to talk about the game and matchups and all that good stuff. But that's what I'm doing. Chris says, what happened to our Eagles? Yeah, they're still our Eagles, Smooth. But, again, they're going against this team, man. It's going to be tough for them to pull this out. I think it's going to really be tough, man. And, man, it's the Magic Johnson factor. That's how I look at it. The Magic Johnson factor. So let's transition to this story really quick. The college football playoff, the national championship, as the young kids call the Natty, okay, which you had the Ohio State Buckeyes. They defeated the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame by the score of 34-23 last night. Now check this out here. Coach Ryan Day, he saved his job last night. Let me explain. By winning this national championship game, because first off, he hasn't beat the University of Michigan in the past 3 years, I think it was. They lost this year to them, right? So again, he wouldn't have been able to survive losing to Michigan for a third time and losing the national championship. I think, and I predict, he probably would have lost his job if he lost his national championship. But now he didn't. He won that game. He continues to coach on. He'll probably get an extension now, and everything is good now because he won a national championship. But again, you still got to beat Michigan in that rivalry. You got to beat Michigan. But they did the job. They got the job done, and they won the national championship. They won a Natty. So that's how I go. That's how I go. It's going to be new teams every year. It's going to be different and everything. This format was a little bit different. I think you had like 12 teams this year. So again, that was it was a lengthy process. It seemed like they were playing like 2 years ago. We did this, but hey, he's a national championship. He's a national champion. Coach Ryan Day. As Felicia says, Chris B. Williams, I carved out some space. I guess you know what that means, Chris. I don't know, but yeah, Chris is laughing at that as well. So yeah, but that's how that went. And yeah, shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes. I saw LeBron James. He was in the building watching the game as well. So now, shout out to those guys. Shout out to those young guys as well. Shout out to those young guys as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. You made it here. You got a chance to see the inauguration if you did or didn't. But again, we celebrating victories here because you made it here. You made it here. Let's get into some music. See what we got here. Yep, celebrate your victory. That's my thing is on pause, but that's okay. Anybody else on the shout out? Felicia says Felicia's Corner. What do you mean by that, Smooth? Speaking of that, Smooth, where is Uncle Smoothie's Corner? Come on, man. The people been craving for that. Where is it? Come on, Smoothie. Let's go. Hey. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition on. Hey, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for you watching our show each and every Tuesday. So you can catch this show and our past shows on our YouTube channel, Transition Tuesdays. So make sure you like and subscribe, okay, when you're on the channel. Please make sure you do that, okay? You can follow me. If you haven't been following me, you can follow me on Instagram at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions. Okay, you follow me and I follow you back. Okay, make sure you do that. All right. Also, we've been having a great time on TikTok. It's back for now. You can follow me there at Russ Williams, the number 11. That's Russ Williams, the number 11. Okay. Major shout out to our corporate sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, located in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as the show ends, please make sure you go to sweetcandycafe.com to order your confectionery goodies. Your taste buds will thank you. And I will thank you also. We'll thank you also. So make sure you do that, okay, guys? Celebrate small businesses, especially a business like Sweet Candy Cafe that's been around for 12 years and still going strong. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless.